Hello bakers. I'm going to keep this tutorial as brief as possible, so I've done a few things ahead. If you have questions, you can always refer to the recipe or you can message me and say, hey, what did you do? All right, so the first thing we've done is I have mixed the eggs, the sugar, and the salt, and I cooked it to 120 degrees over a double boiler, whisking it gently the whole time. Grab your instant read thermometer, 120. If you don't have an instant read thermometer, it's fine. You're going to just, 120 is like hot bath water, and the sugar is going to feel less grainy between your fingers. Then we put it on the mixer fitted with the whisk attachment, and we're going to whisk this until it's tripled in volume and light and fluffy. I'm going to show you what this looks like, and it does take quite a while. So you want it thick, tripled in volume, and when you take the whisk and draw a circle or some squiggles, the shape will hold for 3 seconds. It's called a 3-second ribbon. So now what I'm going to do is get rid of the whisk, and I'm going to switch to the paddle attachment. Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm coming to you almost live from my new 1940s film noir kitchen. So it's small, but it has everything we need. All right, attach your paddle, and this I'm going to do a la minute. So I'm going to do orange, almond, and chocolate. But again, you can customize this recipe however you like. You might want lemon, walnut, golden raisin. That's one idea. Cranberry, orange, and pecan. Walnut, rosemary, and what do you think? Candied orange peel? I just pulled that out of nowhere, actually. So I'm doing the zest of 1 orange, and I'm going to add my extracts. I'm using vanilla and almond. And this is a great extract, the Amaretto extract. It's a little subtler than a hardcore almond extract that we buy at the grocery store. Really delicious. All right, so now I'm just going to mix in my extracts and my zest. So basically, let's nutshell this. Choose a zest, choose a nut, choose a fruit, choose a chocolate. Make them your own. Now I'm going to add my flour and bake. Whoa! Don't turn on your mixer while you're adding your flour. That could be bad. So I had already sifted my baking powder and flour together. Remember, the salt went in with the eggs and sugar. And I'm going to mix this. So what I have left are the almonds and the chocolate. And I'm going to mix this until it comes together. And it's going to be a little sticky. So you're going to want to have a little container of flour on hand. All right. Now, I'm going to take my spatula, and some of you who took classes with me at Sur La Table may remember the Barbie glitter spatulas that we used to use to make our macarons. Before the store was emptied and liquidated, that's the farmer's market location, I grabbed this so that we would have this as a memento. So, anyway, sorry. I'm in my 1940s kitchen. I'm gonna get nostalgic on you. All right, so I'm gonna use the Barbie glitter spatula to scrape down, and then just gonna mix in the inclusions. Sometimes we call them particulates. Sometimes we call them almonds and chocolate. You're going to mix, just combine on low speed, that's it. Biscotti means twice cooked, which means we made the batter, we're going to form it into logs, and then we're going to egg wash it, put some pretty sugar on it, and bake it. How did I do that? I used my scale. I hope you're all using a scale to weigh your ingredients at this point. I put this bowl on the scale. I weighed all of it, and then I made one log already, as you can see here. So the entire batter weighed 680 grams, so 340 per log for this recipe. But everybody's going to be slightly different. You'll be a few grams off, so check. You can eyeball it, that's okay too, but you know there's many of us that love to be as precise as possible. Next, a little flour down, and I'm using my bowl scraper to scrape out every bit. And I did not go on and on about this, but this method is a sponge method, which we usually see for cakes, but not as often for cookies, where we whip the literal heck out of the warm eggs and sugar in order to get our beautiful 3-second ribboned, triple volume, pale yellow egg foam. So all I'm doing is I just kind of patted it out on my lightly floured surface and shaped it into a log. There's no residue on my hand, it's not sticky, but it is not swimming in flour either. Make sure they're approximately the same length and the same thickness. And if you want, or let's put this right here, I know it's messy, but that's okay. If you're pressed for time, you can cover the tray and put it in the refrigerator overnight. If not, then we'll go ahead, egg wash, and bake. You have two options for egg wash. Today I'm going to use beaten egg white that I just whisked until it was almost a little frothy, and I'm going to paint. You can also use whole egg wash, just an egg beaten up with a little pinch of salt until it's completely smooth. That works too. I like the egg white because it makes them it looks kind of glassy and sparkly with the sugar. You can also leave them plain if you like. It's up to you. I have a little bit of coarse sugar left. I'm gonna have to order more soon. And I'm just gonna use these to garnish. You can use regular sugar too. This is called sanding sugar. It's nice to have on hand. So that's it. We're going to bake them at 350 degrees until they're a beautiful golden brown. The biscotti are a beautiful golden brown and they're firm in the center. Next thing, we're going to cut them in 1/2-inch slices on a slight diagonal. Make sure you get the teeth of your knife in there and just gently saw. Fingertips well out of the way because they're a little challenging to slice sometimes. And once you get them all cut, again, you can get those teeth in before you start sawing. Once you get them cut, they're going to go back on the baking tray. And you can lay them flat, and we're going to toast them. You can lay them flat, or you can stand them up. They'll toast either way. The heat will circulate around them, whether they're standing up on edge or they're flat. We're 275 until they are lightly toasted. Usually takes about 15 minutes. That's a pretty low temperature. After that, they're done, and they'll keep for weeks in an airtight container. If you like to send cookies, this one is a natural. Enjoy your baking!